The Zach Lavine era is over. Insert our young bulls that came to play last night in the first game post the Zach Lavine trade. Nikola Vucevic might be sticking around a little bit longer, and the Chicago Bulls are reluctant to trade Lonzo Ball. What? Y'all know we gonna talk about it all, break it down, but obviously, you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shabu's podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. If you tuned in with me today, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Post-Zach Lavine era has just begun for the Chicago Bulls, and in their first matchup, they took on the Miami Heat last night in a game that was a bit shaky to start off, to say the least. But then the Chicago Bulls got their ish together, and we seen a better overall performance throughout the rest of the game that eventually led to the Chicago Bulls winning their game. And who was the star? Matas Buzelis. He shined tremendously last night. 24 points on the night, going a perfect 10 for 10 in a career-high game. Billy Donovan gave the young fella minutes. Hey, there was some people up in arms, even on the live call for us, that was like, man, why he ain't finishing the game? Look, for me, they secured the win. My young rookie, he did what he needed to do. Bulls win. Rookie wins, puts on his talent to display. It's a dub for me. Look, I understand a lot of us, we want everything to just happen right fast, but for me, I'm cool with it. Just make sure Matas Buzelis get the minutes that he deserves. I don't necessarily believe he'll be starting anytime soon, based off what Billy Donovan has said and told and showed me. But as long as my young bull is continuing to shine and do what he's supposed to do and receive the minutes that we expect him to receive, you get no complaints from me. You might get a little bit of complaining about rotations or whatnot from the Chicago Bulls or whatever, but hey, we live with the decision because Matas Buzelis, he saw the tick. Matas Buzelis was not flushed all the way to the side. He earned a lot of minutes last night. To be transparent, 31 minutes off the bench for Matas Buzelis is perfect. That is perfect. Pretty balanced attack overall for the Chicago Bulls. If you look at the minutes distribution, Vooch led the way with 33. Then you got 29 from Lonzo, 32 from Kobe, 29 from Io, 30 from Giddey, 31 from P. Will, 31 from Matas Buzelis. Only 6 minutes were pushed out to Javon Carter and Julian Phillips, each respectively, and 15 minutes for Jalen Smith. As long as y'all keep it that way, I can live with it. You know what I'm saying? I can live with it. Give the young fella opportunity. And we got to show love to the young fellas that also brought their game and helped the Chicago Bulls win. I'm talking about your Josh Giddey, who also had 24 points last night, went 8 of 14 from the field. Ayodo Sumu even had him a solid game with 21 points, going 8-11 from the field. Kobe White, not as efficient, 7 of 16, but still 22 points on the night. Y'all see it? Nikola Vucevic looked like he wasn't ready to play. Just keep it real with you. But my young Bulls, Buzelis, Josh Giddey, Dosumu, and Kobe White, they all came to play for the Chicago Bulls last night, and that's what it's going to be about moving forward. There's going to be a lot of people, even we had those questions that inserted live. What's the point? The point is young Bulls. We can't sit here and say, let's tank, and then once the games come on, we like, what's the point of watching? This is what we all asked for. This is what we wanted, to see young players receive an opportunity to come out here and showcase their talent, we know it's going to be rocky. We know it's going to be up and down. We know it's going to be a couple moments throughout the game to where you want to take your big head, well, me take this big head and bang it on the side of this desk right here. It's going to be those moments. But we got to remember, this is what we asked for. We asked for the Chicago Bulls to pick a direction, and that's what we got. They chose a direction. You don't necessarily have to like the trade. I don't necessarily like the trade, but the point is, when you come in and you ask Bobby, what's the point of watching the Bulls right now? Matas Buzelis is the number one answer. Then after that, I got Ayo Dosunmu, my young Bulls, Kobe White. I want to see a little bit more Josh Giddey. Those answers follow after Matas Buzelis. This is what we asked for. As long as Billy Donovan is giving the young Bulls opportunities, more specifically Matas Buzelis, you won't hear much complaining from me. You might hear a little bit of complaining about the way that Billy Donovan coaches, but this is what we asked for, to see the young Bulls play basketball, guys. To see the young Bulls play basketball. So we can go ahead and act like we got some crazy expectations for the Bulls to end off the season. I don't. I just want to see the development of the young guys. And to be quite frank with you, I want to see a little bit more of some of the other guys that can potentially be a part of the squad for a little bit longer. And that's Adama Sanogo. Yes. I want to see a little bit more of Adama Sanogo. However, I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. The Bulls trade for Zach Collins. It looks like he's going to be a part of their future plans, while guys like Herter and Trey Jones might be on the outskirts, the Bulls are trying to move those players for additional capital. At least that's what it seems like. But do you believe them? Do you trust them? Does anybody around the league believe that the Chicago Bulls are one of those organizations? No. The guys around the league look at the Chicago Bulls like they're complete idiots. That's how I feel like the perception is around the league when they be like, you want to get on the phone, AK? Oh, it's easy pickings. Easy pickings. Go get what you want, and you ain't got to give up no major assets. That's just how I feel like other teams look at the Chicago Bulls. But hey, I'm excited for my young Bulls. Matas Buzelis deserved everything that he got yesterday, and he earned it. Billy Donovan, I don't want to hear no more about he earned it, bro. It's over. Yes, this young fella is going to make mistakes. No, he's not going to score 24 points every single night. But I believe he got a strong chance of continuing his growth upward. I do believe that he's going to be constantly grabbing the attentions of others. He's too dynamic to not receive minutes. So 31 minutes yesterday, I'm happy for it. But let's get up to 35. That's me being greedy and selfish. Y'all already know. That's me being greedy and selfish. Let's get Matas Buzelis up to 35 minutes. He's still wet behind the ears, still got Similac on his breath, still got a little poop in his pants. You know what I'm saying? Let the young boy walk so we can eventually let him crawl so we can walk, and then we can run and we can fly. Let's set this man up for success so we, as the Chicago Bulls fans, can hopefully receive the next superstar in Chicago. Hopefully. It's gonna be predicated on him and this Bulls team to see if we can get this young superstar who we believe is going to be a superstar. That'll be MJ, that'll be D Rose, superstar. We talking about superstars, not stars. Superstars. The last superstar we had in recent memory was D Rose, superstar. We need Matas Buzelis to be a superstar. That's all I gotta say. But hey, let me know how y'all feeling about my young Bulls, man. I believe they deserve a lot of credit for how they balled out last night, and they got a game tonight too. You know what I'm saying? So stay in tune, hit that like button, and subscribe, and turn on your bell. Them live calls be rocking, so make sure you be there. But hey, we appreciate y'all. Now, before we get up out of here, we got to talk about some decent news that came out in regards to the Chicago Bulls trade plans moving forward. According to Casey Johnson on Chicago Sports Network, he reported on Tuesday that Vucevic is prepared to remain in Chicago, especially since the Golden State Warriors have shifted attention to bigger targets like Kevin Durant. Then we had Mark Stein come out there and report, and report that the Bulls have received trade interest in Lonzo Ball all season, but sources tell at Steinline that they have not been eager to trade him and are resistant to buying Ball out if he remains a Bull past Thursday deadline. So let's dive into the Nikola Vucevic part of this first. Nikola Vucevic, I don't know what somebody put in your Wheaties yesterday, but he ain't look like he was like that. Maybe at the end of the game, but he started that game out moping, flailing around, cussing people out, like looking really, really out of sync, like inside moves in the post that we normally see Nikola Vucevic go ahead and put easy buckets in, struggle bus. Easy chipper shot that we seen Nikola Vucevic, those little 12-footers. It was a dud. The attempt drives to the basket, a dud. The three-point shot, a dud. Everything was just a dud. It was just out of whack the entire time. And then he eventually came on and tried to help and contributed to the Chicago Bulls, eventually winning the game. But if I look at it like this, y'all. If the Golden State Warriors want to keep playing games, screw them. For real. They don't want to really make deals. Like, I'm tired of hearing that. Now, if they can go out there and get Kevin Durant, kudos to them. But we already know they missed on Larry Markin. They missed on Paul George. They were reluctant to give up young assets for Zach Lavine. They refused to do certain things, and they drug people along with them to where you seen the Chicago Bulls say, to hell with y'all, we going to take the Kings off or we going to move on from Zach Lavine. At least that's what it looks like for me. Now, how I'm feeling about it, look, it is what it is. You can't just simply force somebody to take Nikola Vucevic, even though most of us wish that we could. But it just don't work like that. There has to be a mutual agreement on both sides for both teams to come to a conclusion that, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to work. All right, we'll holler at you, big dog. Shake hands. Enjoy your new city. But it ain't working like that. It ain't working like that. Now, how I feel about it, I don't necessarily feel too good about it. I'll be honest with you, because I think that the Chicago Bulls should have not been playing around to the point to where you could have moved him a while ago. We've heard different things from the Chicago Bulls, said that their asking price is just astronomically ridiculous or whatnot. That's up to interpretation of what that type of price is on those players. That's depending on what the Chicago Bulls have said and what those teams are willing to accept or what they're not willing to accept in a trade for Nikola Vucevic. Me, I just hope that he comes in and be the ultimate professional for the rest of the season. If he is on the squad for the rest of the season, we still have another day before the deadline. So we'll see. We'll see. But I will say this. The Golden State Warriors might be calling around the 9th hour to get something done. We shall wait and see. And somebody else might come calling along. Will the Bulls strike gold? We'll see. Will the Bulls execute a trade? Because they ain't striking gold. Would they just execute the trade? We shall see. And when it comes to the Lonzo Ball aspect and the Bulls kind of being resistant to trading them or buying them out, I'm with that. I think right now, the best thing that you have smoking right now is the starting lineup that consists of Lonzo Ball. And the fact that you have let's just say, another ball handler who can be a coach on the basketball court. You trust Josh Giddey in those situations. And when Josh Giddey goes to the bench, you can rely on Lonzo Ball. If Lonzo Ball was subtracted from the situation, who are you going to trust with the ball? I seen Kobe White operate in that regard. Not a lot of people like that. I thought it was a little better than most, but it still needed some work. Is it going to be Ayo Dosunmu? We see Ayo Dosunmu thrive in those positions before, but it's been a while since Ayo Dosunmu really, really just ran a unit. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he's not capable, but I'm just saying with him as the de facto guy to lead the way and calm things down when necessary, i.e. like a Lonzo Ball. You know what I'm saying? It's different. And do you trust Dalen Terry at this point in his career with that? No, not really. So I think it kind of makes sense that you can have a guy in Josh Giddey go ahead and operate and work. These two guys can work together. Then you can have Josh Giddey work on himself while Lonzo needs a rest. And then when Giddey goes out, you can depend on Lonzo Ball. He's been healthy. He's been playing good basketball. It's been a little shaky at some points. But overall, in totality, the man has been present and the best ability is availability, he's been available. And I'm extremely happy for him. This is somebody that I didn't see being able to sustain a long season like this, and he's done a great job so far and shut me the hell up. I was not a believer. Shut me the hell up. Y'all know I got to keep it a bing. I don't sit up here in front for y'all and act like I was all right and correct about everything, because I absolutely wasn't. But I appreciate Lonzo Ball in his efforts. I appreciate Lonzo Ball and making his return to basketball, and which is probably one of the greatest stories we ever seen in a Bulls uniform and probably around the NBA. It's a lot of guys that had to call their career quits after injuries. Talk about Brandon Roy. Or things have just simply had to change for certain players. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that Lonzo Ball is back and he looks healthy. And I'm cool with the Chicago Bulls keeping him around. You know what I'm saying? At least trying to see some type of ROI on the investment of Lonzo Ball that they made a few years ago. You get a little bit out of that, and you see what happens at the end of the season. Now, I will say this. If somebody get the calling and you ain't confident that you can keep this guy, you got some tough decisions to make. I don't necessarily know if you want to stay in Chicago after this season or if you want to go down to Charlotte and be in that corner and whoa. But what I do know is, for the time being, this fella is a good piece for the Chicago Bulls youth. He's a good piece for the youth because of his communication on defense, because how he could set things up offensively for the team as well. He brings a high IQ game set to the game for the Chicago Bulls. So you got to love it. You got to respect it. And we'll just be on the lookout and make sure we stay tuned to see what else is going to happen before tomorrow's trade deadline. So y'all make sure y'all stay in tune. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And make sure you stay tuned in right here on Shy Bulls Podcast. We're going to keep on bringing that fire, bringing those live game excitement, those opportunities, and also giving y'all the latest news and our thoughts on the state of the Chicago Bulls. But that is it for me today. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Before you get up out of here, like button, subscribe, notification bell, simple 3-point task for y'all. I hope y'all go ahead and take advantage to some fire content. Appreciate y'all. Always see red. Y'all ready? No. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.